I don't see myself as having a lifetime of accomplishments, just a lifetime of doing and giving. I do it because I can and I love doing it, and I don't give myself kudos. I graduated in 1963, that's over 50 years ago, and I was looking through my old high school record, and the first thing that I saw was she wants to be a social worker. My parents were very strict, and my father particularly, he was a deacon in the church, and my girlfriends were going out, having dates at 15. I had to wait until I was 16, of course. I wanted to find out what was wrong with my parents' heads. That's why I went into social work initially. And I did find the answer. They cared. They really cared. And I used to be very, very, very shy. If my parents could tell you that I wouldn't say anything to anybody. Even when I first came on at VCU faculty, I'd come from the Chesterfield Ettrick Satellite. I was the director there. And coming into an academic setting from a practice setting is very different. You learn what you learn when you're in your master's or your PhD program. It's academic. You write papers, you remember the theories, but then when you go into the field, it becomes automatic. You use what you've learned, and you don't necessarily have a venue to think about, I'm using this theory, or this particular strategy was based on that theory. So it just becomes a part of what your practice is. And I remember going to VCU after having been in the field practicing. I did not open my mouth at a meeting for probably the first year. I didn't even know what they were talking about. And I felt like I wanted to say something, but I kept thinking, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to say anything. So I wasn't participatory. I would go, yeah. And people would ask me something and I would stutter. I really was shy. And now, because I'm always in front of a crowd, particularly as associate dean, I do orientation for the students. Someone can ask me, so-and-so's not here, can you offer the introduction with the speaker? Would you do this just on the fly? And I'll say, sure, in a minute. So I didn't let my being afraid stand in the way. And gradually it started to change, and I started to gain self-confidence. I honestly don't see myself as having accomplished a lot. I see myself as having been involved in doing what I can to give back, to help others. So it's not been for me a feeling that I'm accomplishing this. It's a feeling that I'm doing and I'm helping someone. And that's what social workers do. We work to help others, and that's a good thing. Sometimes I get tired, so I've got some ways to kind of check out and rejuvenate myself. I curl up on whichever bed that I'm in, which is either here or in Michigan, where I work now, and I get involved in a very good book. I don't buy books anymore because I read so much, it was too expensive. I asked the Chesterfield Library, Laurie Road, which is near where I live, if they could please tell me how many books I had checked out, and so they said they don't keep it after a year. I said, well, I pay fines every time I come because I never get the books back on time. Maybe you could tell me how many fines I've paid. And so she pressed the button, and literally I was standing there for about 5 minutes. It was spitting out, spitting out, spitting out, spitting out. So you can see I read a lot of books, and I couldn't afford to buy all of the books that I read. I absolutely loved it when I was teaching, to see students go, aha, that's an aha moment. And to be happy that I knew it was an aha moment because I had my own aha moments. And I go, I understand this. And it's so interesting because sometimes you come full circle. I do training for the Virginia chapter of the National Association of Social Workers, and many of my students, a number of my students are in my classes now in the trainings, getting their clinical licensure, their clinical supervision so that they can supervise students for licensure. And so it's still that being able to give what I think I know, I've learned to those who are coming after me. I think Erickson calls it generativity. And when a Lifetime Achievement Award sounds really, really a wonderful accolade, I think, and it's very humbling to have gotten it. But I said to someone, Lifetime Achievement sounds like I'm getting ready to check out. I think if my health holds up, that I can do this traveling for another 3 years, I think. And then I'm going to just come out of the workforce and maybe develop my green thumb. All of my flowers die. I don't have a green thumb. And I'll do reading more, and I have 3 wonderful, wonderful grandchildren. You have to catch the youth, because after a while, they're men, and you've lost the time to hug them and to say, sweetie, you're so precious to me. It is impossible to ever claim that one does something alone. They're the backs of people I've stood on, and I want people to stand on my back, figuratively speaking. You must give. You also must help. When somebody says, you have this achievement or that achievement, the first thing I think of truly is, well, who helped me with that? Or I didn't do it alone. And I think that's really, really important. We are a helping profession. We have to be concerned with others and with the rights of others, to respect diversity, to understand that social justice is tied to diversity, and that we are all the same. We're human, regardless of the color of our skin, our education, our income, that we all deserve to be respected just because we are. The important thing is to not lose sight of the fact that you are a social worker, and that in itself means a lot. It means that you have empathy, you let people have self-determination. It doesn't matter how you do it or where you do it. It's just that you do it, that you never lose the fact that social worker comes first. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I'm sitting here doing this. This award was not anything that I would have thought. I was so humbled. I just am very appreciative that the chapter is appreciative of me and the work that I do, and maybe it sounds like others are as well. So I feel very honored to be in this place at this time. We work to help others and provide an opportunity for others to have an opportunity. I think that is critical. I think it goes back to my philosophy. You can't do it alone. And one of the trainings that we do for NASW, there is an adage that I absolutely love, that people follow not because they have to, but because they want to. That's it. And so as a leader, I'm hoping that people who are involved in whatever I do and have opportunities, take those opportunities because they want to, not because they have to. It's called giving back.